find me on Elevate Exploration on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok.
I'm Elise Tan Roberts. My Instagram is at Elise_Tan Roberts and my TikTok is Elise_Rob.
Hi guys, I'm Jonathan. Go by J Gabs. Find me on Instagram, Mr. J Gabs with a Z. I'm a host, content creator, and also an events coordinator. So, today we're obviously going to be looking at a few topics that's kind of trending on Facebook, Twitter, Shade Baba, and also little things that's obviously going around, viral on obviously TikTok as well. So the first question I'm going to go with, or the first statement that I would obviously address to you guys, is that parents neglecting their children is leading to a rise in gang activity. Is it time to hold parents accountable, or is there more to it?
I believe, compared to back home in the Caribbean, Asia and Africa, there's more of a community sense. In terms of here, if you come here, it's just you and your household. And I know we have the schools, we have the government, we have the councils and stuff like that, but what I've realised that there's lack of community. And it says that it takes a village to raise, a community, not a child, but a community. Because there's loads of moms out there that need help. There's loads of dads out there that need help. Carers, grandparents, you name it. They all need help. And I feel like once everyone realises that we all need to work together to make our environment good, that's when things are going to slowly start to change, because a lot of people tend to divert and place blame on the government and other things around, but we all need to start building rapport with our communities. It starts by saying hello to a neighbour every day.
Do you think that, based on what you just said, do you think the times have changed? Because again, I think we're all probably similar, the ages are different. But I think for myself, is that how I was raised was that it was a Nigerian household. It was very strict. You have to be in at a certain time. You can't go here, you can't go there. After school, you must come straight home. So do you think that parents have kind of more been laissez-faire in that kind of words, or is it that there's not much, in a nice way, there's not much energy to keep their child safe, to feel where they feel like they can speak to them about certain things, instead of just being neglected, and then it leads to now depressions, it leads to people feeling upset, people hurt, all that kind of stuff.
You're absolutely right. What I would say is that the fact that we are not a united community, it's harder to express how you feel. Like, for instance, I was pregnant during COVID. I couldn't do anything because I'm Congolese. Like you said, Nigerian household. Even though we were strict, we still had families. Our cousins and our parents were our bullies. Do you understand? Nowadays, with the distraction of social media and everything like that, a lot of parents are distracted with work, everything else going on, but they're not focusing on, what's going on. Because I'm a mum of three. I've got a 15-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 4-year-old that bullies me every day. But I've learned that I had to sacrifice like a full-time job to be at home. I work from home, and I'm lucky enough to have a business that allows me to be home and pay attention to the kids, because I'm far from my family. I rely on my sisters to help look after my kids, but some people are not in the position to do that, and you need to start building rapport and starting again. And a lot of people are scared because of social media makes people lazy. They don't ring people up to wish them happy birthday or come around. They just go on Facebook and that's it. And we need to unlearn that and be human again. That's what I would say.
And also I think often a lot of blame gets put on parents when it comes to things like gang violence. But I think it's important to actually understand that it's not just the parents at fault, it's the system, it's social work is failing kids, it's councils that are failing kids, it's not just down to parents. Look, it's about wealth divide at the end of the day. If you have a single mother who has to work a full-time job to put food on the table and she's not going to be there for you, I think oftentimes that's how kids end up getting groomed by gangs and things, because obviously they don't have a parent to be looking after them at home 24/7 because their parent has to work. If they only have one parent, even if they have two parents, both their parents might be working. But it's things like that where it's sometimes you have to remember it's not just the parents at fault. And also if you're in social care and things like that, all these systems are kind of, I think, failing youths in London. So I don't think it's just down to parents. It's about the kind of systems we've built that aren't secure enough and they aren't good enough to kind of stop gang violence from developing.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next one. So let's talk about fashion. Red carpet events in the UK versus America. So obviously we know how Twitter likes to be a lot of things controversial. Twitter says that Americans do it better. Do you agree, or is the UK underrated?
Yes, Americans do it better.
100%.
Americans do. I'm not gonna lie. I born in London, raised in London. I love the UK. You know, I love London. But Americans do like a lot of things better. When it comes to like events and stuff, like Halloween. What kind of Halloween do you have here? Nothing. In America, they got decorate Christmas. Every house in America has all these decorations, fairy lights. Here, you get a couple houses on the street with fairy lights. But that's about it. Like, I just think Americans are more extravagant.
Yeah. Okay, let's break it down more then. If we're now looking at the UK is obviously a big country, country. Sorry, it's got different cities. If we now look at UK as the cities that they have, do you think that it's still bad vibes, or do you think it's just one city that's a bad vibe?
I think it depends on the area. I heard that in the Midlands is vibes. I've been in London. Because my other half wants me to move to the Midlands, and I'm like, I'm a London girl. So if I live London, it's going to be hype. London is hype.
It is hype.
You just need to find the right people. Yeah. I tell you, you could be on the tube, and not in the mornings, like 6 a.m, but on a Friday night, and you will laugh your ass off, honestly.
No, I don't think UK is bad vibes at all. I think it's just like you pointed out. I think it's who you're with, it's who you got around you that'll make it good vibes. But it's here that's around you that can also make it bad vibes for you as well.
I've got the key secret thing to make London or your environment good vibes. Sorry, not bad vibes, good vibes. Get to know everyone. Don't just stick to one social thing. Have anybody from it's a metropolitan city. It's the second best besides New York and other cities. Get to have friends from different backgrounds, learn, go and eat their food. Because everyone has sub communities. You're from London, but you have a Nigerian community. You're from London, but there's a Congolese community, and then there's different area communities as well. If you're born from South, East, North, West, and stuff. So I feel like once you get to know, if you have that group, that's what makes it vibes. Yeah, that's the key, guys.
I do agree. Everyone's relocating to places like Dubai and Thailand, which is slightly true.
It's true.
If you were to leave, where would you go?
That's a hard one. I mean, first of all, I just like to say that I think a lot of the main reason that people are relocating is because of financial factors. Obviously, there's safety issues. A lot of people relocate to their children if they feel London's unsafe, which 100% I understand. But I do think it's cost of living here is a lot.
Crazy.
So I think that is really the big issue. It's cost of living, and also taxes and things. People will move to Dubai to kind of outsource their money, so they don't have to pay kind of UK taxes, because we have quite high taxes here. So I think the main reason people do tend to relocate is financial. But I think if I was to go somewhere else, maybe America, to be honest. I mean, this is the thing. I really love city life, so I wouldn't want to diverge too far off that. Or maybe Australia.
There's no support for the up-and-coming artists in the UK. People from the outside UK show more love than your own. Why is that?
It says it in the Bible, actually. Yeah, it does. It says, a prophet, right? No one's going to listen to a prophet in their own back garden. So he has to travel to different areas to build rapport and create that. So the strategy is start building rapport outside or bit by bit, and then bring it in. Once everyone sees the hype, they will all join. And it's true, it's very hard and tougher in the UK to actually break it out there. So start building a small fan base, even if there's 5, 10, 10,000, anything from that. Be consistent. That's where you're,
If I now look at, obviously, outside of artists, and obviously look at, models, footballers, all that kind of stuff, I think they don't get the same love in the UK. But it's when you now leave the country and go to a different place, you will see that there's so much doors opening for them. There's so many opportunities for them. It always questions me why is that the case? What is different? What is the problem with the UK? What makes you down there and other countries are up there? That's where it's like, there's always things where like, even artists as well, we've had rap game as well, that's obviously been a good thing over the years that's been going on. But outside of that, rappers that are trying to make it, why can't they make it in here, in the UK? But it's like, they go to a different country, but now, you know, they've gone to multimedia stuff, they've now got albums like it's coming out, like it's nothing. It's a weird one. It's interesting.
I mean, I think out of all like the communities within like the UK music genre, I feel like the rap community is actually quite strong. In that, like, there's so many. I have kind of come to see a lot of like cult followings of like rappers, like Central C. I know obviously he's super big worldwide now, but even when he was kind of before that kind of he really stepped into that international fame. He had like a cult following of like particular young males, like young kind of UK males that would look at his fashion and like literally he wore was it Kalenji? It was literally just a random hat, like a black normal hat he wore to a red carpet, and everyone else was wearing dresses and suits and he was in a tracksuit with this hat, and this hat like instantly sold out, and it's like not even a famous brand, it's like a almost unknown brand, but because it was him, it sold out in an instant. And that's kind of like the cult following. There's more examples I can think of, but I just feel like with the UK kind of rap game, it can be very toxic, don't get me wrong, but even people like Dave and like, I feel like they have quite a strong fan base. I feel like UK rappers are kind of able to build that if they tap in to the right things, if that makes sense, you know?
Off topic, do you think Dave is I was thinking, what is like his main genre? Because he can do a lot of things.
Yeah, he can.
He's a very talented artist, so he's very how should I say, what's that word? Where you are very talented in many...
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades and stuff like that. He's very versatile. There are artists out there who don't stick to one genre. That like to experience with other genres, which is great and stuff. So like Dave, he's proper smashed it. So if he came up with another genre, he would have his fan base that will follow him and, you know, love his new work. So yeah, you're right.
I think I'd call Dave a lyricist. I think that's probably the best way to...
Really
because the thing is, he's kind of done pop. He's done rap. He can do like the poetry rap, like the deep rap. He can do the more kind of poppy, widespread, marketable songs. He can do the kind of R&B. He can do everything. So really what he is a lyricist. Because no matter what kind of genre he puts out, whatever music he makes, the lyrics are always on point. His wordplay is there. His kind of like metaphors and all of that is like to a T. So I think that's probably what I'd call him above everything else.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for
having us.
Anytime. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe and comment, and don't forget to click that bell below.